I'm Hunter with burlybags.com, and we're going to design some cornhole bags using a bag template. So first we're going to go to burlybags.com, go into the bag shop here, and then you'll see a button to help design your bags. So we're going to click that. You're going to scroll down. So this is basically what the template is going to look like, is just this rectangle here. And to kind of help with your layout, first, you're going to have this border going in here. This is going to be the internal bag seam where I'll be sewing the bags. On the top and the bottom, you'll have the two halves of your bag. So the top half of your graphic is going to be printed on the fabric side. This would be the side that slides faster, and then the bottom half would be your suede, or the one that sticks. So right here in this like kind of faded, like more opaque section, that is going to be basically like your bleed zone, but that's just going to be the part that's not going to be visible on your final bag. So over here to the right, we'll have a download template. So you'll click on that. It's going to open this up in a new window, and you'll just want to right click and save that image. All right, so we have got our template, and so now what you want to do is you want to lay out your graphic. I strongly recommend that you create your own canvas size. So I'm going to be using Photoshop here, but the process should be very similar for any photo editing software you've got. So you don't want to just necessarily drag and drop the image into your software, as it could have presets for resolution. So we want to just control that as much as we can. So for Photoshop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File. I'm going to create a new project, and it's going to ask me the dimensions I want. So the dimensions we want are going to be 7 inches of width and 14 inches of height. So that's going to give us just a space to work within. And then it's going to ask about resolution, and I recommend 300 dpi or ppi. So ppi stands for pixels per inch, dpi is dots per inch. Basically, pixels are going to be for the digital design, and the dots are going to be like the resolution of the printer. So just so you know, 300 dpi is the maximum resolution that I can print. So anything above that would be unnecessary, and just kind of editing for what it is you're creating is going to help make the whole process simpler for you. So I'm going to create that, and now I've got an empty canvas here. So now the benefit of an empty canvas is no matter what I make, only only the part my canvas is all that's visible here. So I've created like a large rectangle that's going off the edge, and if I were to save this graphic, only this canvas area would be visible. So that really helps. And so I'm going to take my bag template and I'm going to drop that in, and you can see it here. So this is a PNG transparent overlay. So PNG is an image format, and it allows for like a clear background. So this part is actually translucent here. I've got a little dotted line just to help mimic a seam, and then I've got a less opaque black border here that should help you get an idea of what's going to be visible. So just for the sake of this video, we're only going to be talking about the template, so I'm not going to actually be doing designing. So I'm going to just take my design that I've already made, and I'm going to set that in. So this is a point where with Photoshop and some other more better photo editing software, you're going to be working with layers here. So off to the side, you will actually see the physical layers. So I've got my white background, which is just what Photoshop drops in. I've got my template that we just downloaded, and then I have my first bag graphic. So now, if you have a template, or I'm sorry, not a template, a layer-based photo editing software, then it's going to be very easy. I can just click on my bag template and just take it up to an upper layer, and now I can see what's going to be visible in my bag. So basically everything within this little rounded square is going to be visible, and I am good to go. However, if you do not have a layer-based software, you basically your software is still going to work with that same idea. It's just you might not be able to fully control which layer is on top. So what I would recommend is just start with the bottom layers on your editing and everything. So we dropped in our template, which is totally fine. However, if I could not control the layers myself, I'm going to drop in both of my bags here. And then what I could do, if I were not able to see these layers here to control them, I could just take my bag template again, drop it in over top, and all right, so I apologize. Let's try that again. All right, so it is dropped in over top, and now I can see what it is that's going to be visible on my bags. I am actually going to want to remove this though before saving the file. Otherwise, this overlay will become part of the image and it will be printed on the bags. So we don't want that. So I can then just delete that out. But for now, I'm going to leave it just so I can examine my bag and make sure everything I want is within that bag. So I found this cool graphic, kid pulling back a wall looking at some graffiti, and then I just dropped in my logo there, and then I mirrored it on the bottom to because whenever these are sewn together, this will be on the back side of the bag, so I will actually have my graffiti lining up on the one side and the concrete, everything else on the other side, and then even where he's pulling back is going to be very close up here. So I thought that would be kind of a cool additional effect there. So I'm pretty stoked on these bags, so now I'm going to remove that overlay just by deleting it away, and then I am going to save this. And we're going to just want to save it as a JPEG is totally fine. I can work with other file formats, but JPEG is just going to be print ready for me. So if you save that and go. So we have created a 7x14. I'm just going to leave it as maximum quality. I don't want to reduce that at all. And we did that at 300 dpi. So I will always print at the best resolution that I can for you guys, which is 300 dpi for my printer. If you were to look up 300 dpi, it is just like an industry standard for good quality. So there is much better quality than that, especially for video. But when we're talking about printing and we're talking about printing images, 300 dpi is a good quality, and then we're going to be transferring this image onto fabric, which is not a smooth, consistent surface. So the 300 dpi resolution is actually not going to be fully visible on the fabric. So so it could be lower quality and still work fine. However, I'm going to just print the best that I can for you to make the best bag. So making anything higher than 300 dpi is not necessary. Lower could work, but if you have control, just go ahead and hit 300 dpi and you are good to go. And so that's the bags, and I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.